Hello and welcome to episode 29, 39 of Cookout.
39.
We
Yeah.
live.
What's up?
We are
What's
live. How y'all
happening?
doing? How y'all
Saturday
doing?
night. I'm good, man. Just watched Mortal Kombat today.
A word. How did you
Yeah,
like it?
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
See,
Yeah.
I felt the
Today,
same way.
nothing.
Yeah.
I felt
Now,
the same way.
Um I guess I'll save the rest for when we actually talk about it. But
Yeah, so
I'll just say I'm satisfied.
you weren't on the stream yesterday, but we did talk about do a special episode next week once everyone has had a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
To recap and review the film. I was also satisfied with it. Uh, very pleased. Go check that out though. It's on HBO Max if you hadn't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
As,
Money.
as y'all can see,
I don't what.
Oh, what?
I am a girl on Pfizer. I got my second shot. I don't feel good, but I'm here.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
That's good. The hairstyle fly though. I like that.
I was like, I don't feel
Well.
good. I don't need to look like it though.
Yeah, see, I think I didn't get any symptoms, and I think it's because I've been eating kale in the morning.
In the morning?
Yeah, superfood all day, every day, in the kitchen, in the fridge.
like-
Open
what's
the
his
door,
name?
eat it dry, no cook, no oven, cold with some yogurt.
Dry?
Eat it dry,
I mean, you rinse it off first, then you eat it.
but dry. You
That's
eating
not-
dehydrated kale.
Hey, I guess that's what you call it, natural kale, straight out the
No,
produce.
He's
It's
eating
never
it
mind.
straight. Kale straight.
Straight.
Straight, no chase.
Anyway, hey man, we got a lot of movies to rank once again on the Fox end of the spectrum for Marvel.
Oh, buddy.
If you weren't here last week, we did we ranked the MCU films in our effort to do a full ranking for superhero movies. So we've broken this out into separate categories. We had to break the Marvel section down because there's so many Marvel films. And so today we're going to do the Fox properties. And let me just say, before we get started, there's a lot of doo-doo on that list.
Oh my goodness,
Not doo-doo.
not doo-doo,
Doo-doo!
not boo-boo.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Mm.
Pull it up. I'm
Yo,
struggling.
I gotta, I'm gonna chill out. Oh man, got a few names I could go down the list.
Do you want to
synonyms? What's up?
recap and maybe because I know JBM you saw something that you hadn't seen before, so do you want to look at last week's list a little bit before we get into it?
We can bring it up. I think it was Iron Man and the Hulk we were gonna recap or come back to and revisit. I saw Iron Man 3 and I gotta say I'm happy where it's at. Where is it?
On the list, yeah.
Yeah, where is it?
I think it's a little lower.
This ain't the
Okay.
list. It's the other one. This is the
Oh, we want this one, the gumbo rating.
Yeah. So here, for those of you who didn't tune in last week, this is our final ranking for the MCU films after last week.
Yeah. I might
good
put
with
Hulk
this.
above Ant-Man and the Wasp.
We can put the top 5 out because those aren't changing. You said you could put what?
I would probably put Incredible Hulk above Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I was thinking that maybe that was a little lower than it should have been, just because it's a movie that's not acknowledged as much.
Yeah.
It was so early.
Yeah,
It was so early.
it was.
Um,
It had some good Hulk fighting scenes in it.
It did. It had a lot more action. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more action.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having technical difficulties. Can one of you pull it up? I've shared it to Gumbo, so everybody should be able to see.
All right. What are we pulling?
Going to Google Sheets and pulling up the spreadsheet.
Cool deal.
Pulling up last week's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm satisfied with that list
Yeah.
where we got everything positioned. I think we did good. And yeah, Ant-Man, I think Ant-Man can slide one down. I think we can. I can have. I think the Hulk overtaking Ant-Man and the Wasp is a valid thing.
Oh, there it is. Google Sheets. All right. So what we got here? Gumbo MCU rating. Is this
Yes,
the one? Yeah.
that's Gumbo rating. Oh, Gumbo MC rating is the name of the document.
Okay. And we wanna let's go there.
Pull up the Gumbo rating from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just trying to share this stuff. Last week's rating. Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you saying we can move one up, huh?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with the Incredible Hulk and Ant-Man and the Wasp being swapped.
Swapping.
Mm-hmm.
Was that insert one above? Hold on. You know what?
I think you could drag and drop the whole
Yeah, you
thing.
can drag and drop. Just grab the row.
All right. There's lag going on.
I'm struggling with the list for this week. I had it good and then I messed it up.
You know what? We can do that off screen. Anywho,
All right. I got it. There we go.
Is Venom a Fox project? That's Sony.
That's
I
Sony.
see that.
Sony. Yeah, that is Sony.
Yeah, that's Sony.
All right. So what we got today? What is we doing? The all the Fox, correct?
Yep,
That's right.
it's sheet 4.
Sheet 4.
I think I got them all out. I had a different list and then I realized it wasn't what it needed to be. That can go. That can go. You can go, Ant-Man. I love Ant-Man. I rewatched it this week just to make sure we weren't tripping. We weren't tripping. That's a great movie.
Right. That man
It is
good,
a fun
man.
movie, yo.
Yeah, that man good.
That was a fun. They definitely need to do more fun movies like that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Certain characters is like, well, that was the cool thing too. They started diving into other subgenres of film incorporating those elements into the Marvel movies, and it kind of gave some of the lesser known big movies I guess more intrigue,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you will.
So y'all rated Falcon and the Winter Soldier what was it, 7.5?
The last episode or the whole
The
series?
series or the episode? Yeah.
Whole series.
In 8 for me.
I would give the whole series an 8.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a hot 7. It's a
Yeah,
hot
I
7.
think because I think yeah, for the most part, because I'd say 4. I mean, they had 4 solid episodes, and then I think the finale just for me the finale wasn't as good as the last week's episode. Last week's episode was one of the strongest episodes in the season.
Yeah.
And then
'Cause
episode 3 was really strong. It had a strong opening.
3 or 4? You talking about 4, right?
Whenever we had Isaiah Bradley was introduced, that was episode 3, and then 4 was also a good one when they
No,
were
that
in,
wasn't episode 3. Isaiah Bradley was either 2 or
It was
4.
2.
that was episode
Yeah,
2.
it was 2. Yeah, because
So I
3 is
think
when
1
they
and
did.
2
They went off script and went to like wherever the power broker was and all that.
That's
that
where
footage.
they went to that's when they went to Madripoor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be important later.
Is Madripoor a real city or is that some Marvel stuff?
I think it's a Marvel. I think that's a Marvel thing.
Is that like
Um,
Marvel's Singapore?
Yes, and there's
Hey,
Wolverine
that
has connections
connections.
to Madripoor too.
Is it Wolverine does?
Yeah,
All right, before we get into what we're supposed to do this week, can I just say I wish we didn't know so much about the Fox Disney deal because now I'm sitting there expecting to see characters that we're not seeing. And the only reason I could think of is maybe, like these films were already planned for and set in stone and exactly what was going to happen was already decided before the deal happened, which is cool, but that means we're not going to really see much Marvel much MCU and Fox integration until what, phase 6,
Phase 5 and
phase
6.
5, phase 6. I don't know.
That's
I'm
a
a little
ways away.
Because well, Kevin Feige said that. Well, I think he said the X-Men wouldn't be introduced until Phase 5 or 6, but the Fantastic Four is coming in before the X-Men are.
Whoa, so that's like at least 2 years from now.
At
Right.
least, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sheesh.
At least, but the
Sweeties.
Eternals are going to set up the mutants. I think the Eternals would be the first time we hear the word mutant in the MCU.
Hey man, as long as they do them right, don't
I think
mess it
so.
up. Don't mess it up.
Well, they got an interest and challenge with how they introduced them because of the timeline, really, because that the X-Men property takes place technically in what, the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 70s. So timeline wise, like they have to work that out.
So I have a question about let me do that. Sorry, y'all. I have a question. Are we ranking these films with each other?
I
Or
think.
you want to just bring them straight into the list that we made
Oh
last?
no. Rank them, rank the Fox
Mm-hmm.
movies, and then we'll incorporate them. Because I need to know where we're ranking everything in the separate list before we start putting things into the MCU list.
Okay. So we ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's
I'm
do
ready.
it.
Do it.
Let's get into it. Let me get over to that screen. Let me make a new sheet. Pull it. Gumbo Fox. And we'll go back and forth between these two. Coming in first. Also, I apologize if these are not in the order of their release. I had a different list, and then I realized it didn't have every film in it. But apparently, yeah, no. So they're not in the best order. But this is the first Fantastic Four film.
This is gonna be hard to rank. Like, which is worse?
Yeah,
This is like the
Man.
reverse of what we did last weekend.
it is. So say it's a lot of doo doo in this list.
It's a lot of
It's a rough list, man. They got
man.
Daredevil. Oh, that's terrible. Hey, maybe we need to start with the bottom 5 because,
That's okay. You want to stay with what's the worst?
or should we start with the best?
We should start with the best because that's
All right,
easy
so
to start with
Logan is going to be up there. I would say honestly, Logan is probably the best film.
Let's just do them side by side. We can paste Logan right here.
Yeah, okay, that works for me.
I'd say between Logan and First Class. That'd be
X-Men First Class, not X2.
X2 is nah.
Hold up now. I got to come back to StreamYard so I can see you. What's wrong with X2?
X2 just didn't do it for me. None of those X-Men movies did it for me. None of them.
So you don't feel the first X-Men, which that one is my favorite, but you don't like none of those. You just straight reboot.
Yeah, straight reboot.
Coop, how you feeling? I can't be the only person that loved X2.
I don't even remember.
it's
What was
hard.
the
It's
plot? The Frogman did
Riker
something.
attacked the school and stole the kids, and then they had to go get them back.
The Nightcrawler stuff was.
Yes, Nightcrawler and the president, that opening scene in the White House.
Shout out to Krispy Kreme, by the way.
I don't know.
Sponsorship is crazy.
All them X-Men
It's
movies can
hard.
go. Leave them in the multiverse of madness.
Oh my. Okay, Logan is the best. We gonna put Days of Future
I would
Past there for
say
now.
I
Which one is?
I
Hold up,
pers
Days of
okay. So
Futures
personally
Past. Which
though,
one? That's the one
No,
after First
she said
Class, right?
First Class.
That was the sequel to First Class, right? Days of Future Past.
Yes.
Which one was it when they killed the man in the beginning, like unexpectedly?
They killed what man?
One of the mutants, one of the younger mutants.
That's X-Men First Class. You talking about when they killed Darwin, the
that's
dude
what.
who
Yeah, that was
forgot
Darwin.
anything?
Yo,
X-Men First
that was
Class.
disrespectful.
They just wanted to kill a black man. That's all.
That
They
was
just
real
wanted to kill
disrespectful.
a black man. By the
So,
way,
come on, Kevin Bacon.
I rewatched Logan today, and although it is probably my favorite X-Men film, that scene of them killing the black family of the
Oh,
24 killing the black family, that still hurt.
yeah,
It
that
hurts
does
just
hurt.
as much. That was a lot of violence on those innocent people
Oh
for
man,
no
I don't
reason.
even remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
um
was brutal. It was brutal.
yeah. The black family took them in and offered them dinner, and X-24 came and killed Professor Xavier, and
That's
then killed
wild.
everybody else in the house.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he straight up wrecked.
I remember social media was a little unhappy with that because we couldn't figure out a reason like why that family had to die like that. It was pretty bad. But he then X-24 then turned around and killed a group of white men that were coming to harass the black family. So I mean, I guess he's an equal opportunity murderer, but it was still a little rough to see. Oh, that movie is also deliciously violent. Except for that part about that family, like that film was rated R and it absolutely deserved that rating. I was very happy we got it, and that's the Wolverine I wanted to see.
Put the ranks back up on the screen. I would put Deadpool at number 2.
I agree with
That's
that.
personally my number 2.
I just gotta say, Deadpool didn't hit it with me either. I was like, yeah.
Dang, what did Deadpool do to you?
I don't know, man. I think his jokes just fell flat with me.
I think this week would be would be a lot more difficult than last week, but it's clear we're not feeling these as a whole. So we're just arguing about which ones we dislike the most.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
this
honestly,
is. This is like,
because this list is terrible.
Okay, well, we said we should at least do it the way we did it last week. Let's leave these 3 as we have them, and let's start bringing in the rest of them and rank them from this little list that we have. So let's go start with the Fantastic Four.
Wait,
Or do you want to do the
Real
X-Men
quick.
films?
Real quick.
What?
Can you put 2015 in parentheses by the 2015? Yeah, so I know which one it is. Then copy that and put it in
all the way
19
at the
slot. Go ahead, put that down at the bottom.
Oh
I
my!
like the Wolverine more than number 2 and 3 slots.
The Wolverine, the one where he's in Japan.
Yeah, and we fighting the samurai.
You like that better than Deadpool and
Absolutely.
X-Men First Class?
Oh, maybe not First Class.
Okay, so then you have an issue where Deadpool is. Where is that?
But you
We're
know,
going all around this list today.
if it's 2 out of 3, I'm not gonna fight for the Wolverine. He can be in the 4th spot.
I personally would have Deadpool, and then in the number 2 spot, and then in the number 3 spot.
Yo, this is tough.
Okay, how about because we're never gonna get
Hold
through.
on.
Okay,
And Days of Future Past. The top 5.
Days of Future Past, I would put in number 3
I can agree with that.
because I like Days of Future Past better than First Class.
Days of Future Past showed him before he got in the wheelchair, right?
This was when they jumped in the timeline and went back into the past. Like Wolf.
And so we saw how Professor X got shot and got paralyzed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They went back to the very, very beginning, and it's how they reboot. And I thought it was a clever way to reboot the franchise.
Okay. I can get with that.
Okay. So just so that we can have some sort of order here, we're gonna keep these 5 as we have them, and we're gonna add in just the straight X-Men film, not the Wolverine, not Deadpool, and then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
What about Wolverine?
We're just gonna like the ones that start with X-Men, we'll just do those, and then we'll bring the rest in.
Can we
Okay.
do this though? Can we do this before we even get into this? Because I got something. The Daredevil, you can put that right above Fantastic Four 15, and then or no, which one is worse, Electro or Daredevil?
I'm
Y'all can
sorry,
decide.
I like Electra.
I have
I
no.
like I
Y'all
To
can
me, they are
decide.
equally
but I
terrible.
watched so I think
They are equally terrible.
I'm just tired of seeing. I'm tired of seeing Daredevil that high up on the list. It's really bothering
know
me,
what I
and I know you just copied and pasted stuff, but like that's got to slide ASAP
how about this?
with a quickness.
With the
I just
look at these Excel movements.
hold on,
Uh-oh,
something's happening.
uh-oh.
Boom. And then we could just delete the column.
Oh, what we doing?
And now
Multiverse of
boom.
Madness.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. All right. That does the brain good. Alrighty. So
Dang,
yeah,
that's an OCD moment.
yes. So if you
Now we have the
like
number.
Elektra more than Daredevil, I don't care if you put it above Daredevil, but it's down there in the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't. Yeah.
put- we can argue that later. I'll put Daredevil here and then Elektra.
Wait,
I'm
who
not
made
gonna argue it. You can keep it just like that.
who made what studio made Catwoman? Oh, that's Batman. Never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's DC.
Hey,
that is DC. I forgot.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking like I was a little sad about us doing just Marvel, just Fox today, even though I agreed to it because I want to rank that Hulk film so
I
bad,
know, right?
but it's cool. But I will. What was the other film that we were arguing over about? Which one was the worst?
We
Oh,
said Fantastic Four 2015 and the
No,
Incredible or the Hulk.
it's by far the worst. Fantastic Four 2015 is the worst Marvel movie, period. And
It's
I
one of the worst movies of all time. Beyond Marvel,
Hey.
that movie is horrible. Just as a movie in general, just Michael B.
Hold up,
Jordan
was
should have
that-
just left. He should have just walked away. Like while they were
man,
shooting.
that one, the newest one, it's not better than the older Fantastic Four from like.
This is the worst movie
it's awful.
by a long shot.
Oh my goodness.
I had
Not
to,
even close.
in order to see action, you need to fast forward through 47 minutes, I think. It takes 47 minutes for them to go through the little machine thing to go to that other dimension. 47. You know what happened? It's happening in that 46 minutes? Mr. Fantastic's science fair.
What?
Exactly.
A science fair for
Yes.
the whole beginning?
Yes.
Oh man.
What?
Yes. Science fair. Him as a kid in his garage trying to put stuff together. And then, oh, that's him as a kid. And then he grows up and then he's in high school and it's another science fair because he tested it when he was in like elementary and then he tried it again in high school.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So
What's one of the worst movies of all time? It's just. So that's out in the bottom. Daredevil, Electra. got that sorted. I think
Okay.
we got the hard part taken care of, or the easy stuff. That was the easy. Now we got to figure out where the rest of these sit.
So we can delete them from the right list now that we got them over on the left.
okay,
Yeah, we could do that.
we got
We could do that.
this is in there. We got Daredevil. Oh, you
That's out.
moved faster than me.
That's out.
Blow.
Oh, Apocalypse. That can go here.
I'm screaming.
That was doo doo.
Not doo doo.
Doo doo.
Proximity to scrotumus.
What? What?
Hey,
Oh man. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I think we starting at the bottom and let's work our way up is how we gonna have to do this one because Rise of the Silver Surfer, I would say, is next. I would. Well, let's just copy or cut that. Put that there. Come on. Okay. Why is that not cooperating? Rise of the Silver Surfer in the 14th spot.
Okay.
sure.
Come on,
I
come
have
on.
no objection to none of this, man. I'm just like,
Dark Phoenix.
yeah, that can go next.
Okay, now Apocalypse or Dark Phoenix? Which one's worse?
Lower.
I didn't see
Okay.
Dark Phoenix.
Where are
Dark
we-
Phoenix is worse than Silver Surfer?
No, my question is, if you don't know Jean Grey's story, that movie is not that bad.
Wow, they messed her up. They messed Jean Grey up. How they do that?
They did it a lot. I think this might have been a more okay, so in film, I'm trying to compare the two. What's worse? X-Men The Last Stand, Dark Phoenix, or Dark Phoenix, Dark Phoenix?
Definitely Last Stand.
Mm.
I'll say Last Stand.
She was Dark Phoenix for like 2 minutes in that movie, right?
You could argue she wasn't even Dark Phoenix. She was just like a possessed by the devil for 2 minutes in that film.
I mean, she did kill
Dark Phoenix.
X.
That was exactly.
But
Before I didn't understand why they called it The Last Stand. Well, I kind of did, but before The Last Stand actually happened, she was Dark Phoenix by then.
Mm.
Actually, you know
she
what?
was Dark Phoenix early in the movie. We just didn't see her a lot in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, because she killed Cyclops.
He was the first person she killed, or one of the first people.
That was crazy. I didn't expect to see that either.
And then they went to the suburbs and found, what was she at her house? She went to her childhood home. Yeah.
I wish I could phone a friend like I'm playing.
Yo, this list is giving me a headache.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to feel like this. I'm not happy with anything.
Ooh.
Man, we got to sift through it. It's foul.
Can we leave
It's
the X-Men The Last Stand and Dark Phoenix alone for a second and just go on to something else and come back to them?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, X2.
I feel like the Wolverine should be ahead of First Class.
I just said X2. Can we stay on?
X2 can be in the
Don't put it at
sixth
the
spot.
bottom.
Put it in 6th spot.
You think the Wolverine is better than X2?
Absolutely. I think it's better than First Class. I liked it better than Deadpool.
Deadpool is the only movie on this list that I saw more than once in the theater.
You
Deadpool
went
was
to the
great.
theater twice to see Deadpool?
Yes.
Deadpool was great, JBM. I think you need to watch it again.
Yes, that movie. I love that movie.
Who was the villain in Deadpool?
Francis.
Francis.
Yeah, remember that was his real name, and Deadpool was making fun of him the whole film. I don't remember what the name he gave himself, but his real name was Francis, and the whole film Deadpool
And
was
his parents from
his
Paris.
Francis.
That's crazy. Okay. Did he have a power? What was he? A militant? Militia?
He didn't feel pain. I know he didn't feel pain.
Francis?
Francis did not feel pain. But in the film, what's Deadpool's real name?
Johnson.
No,
I have no idea.
I'm having
Wade. No, Wade,
It's
right?
Wade
Yes,
Wilson.
Wade Wilson. It's the fire, y'all. I don't remember nothing.
It's Wade.
So in the movie, Wade gets cancer and goes to this place for some special treatment. You know, they tell him that they can heal him, and what they really do is turn him into a mutant. They give him some gene to see if it unlocks some mutant thing within him, and it makes him ugly, but it gives him the ability to heal. That's about it.
So,
And so Francis
Deadpool,
had gone through that same process too.
Deadpool right now is sitting at an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes, and the Wolverine is at a 71.
Yeah, I what's X2 at?
Oh man,
Please, dear Lord Jesus, don't let it be low.
it's probably
Tomatoes will embarrass you.
What we got?
It does not.
Or like tell somebody, yo, it's great.
Oh,
it's great.
85.
Oh, I think that's argument enough to place X2. In my opinion, I think it's better than First Class.
Hey,
I wouldn't
I
say
have
it's
no
better than First
stake in
Class.
this list, so if y'all feel
You
like
wouldn't say it's better than First Class?
No, I wouldn't say it's better than First Class.
Okay, it's better than the Wolverine though.
It's definitely better than the Wolverine.
Okay, that
Wow.
It's definitely better than the Wolverine.
What makes it better than the Wolverine?
The fact that I saw that movie more recently and I remember less about it than X2.
But what happened in X2 that makes it so good?
Bro, we got Nightcrawler. We got
Well, he puff passes along.
bro, that whole opening sequence with Nightcrawler is one of the best scenes in fight sequences in a comic book movie.
you also got Mystique. I think her best performance is in that movie because remember in
Yes,
X-Men: The
that's
Last
true.
Stand, she loses her power, and then after that you get the Jennifer Lawrence Mystique, which isn't just
Jennifer
isn't.
Lawrence was Mystique.
Yes, she's Mystique in the
In
reboot.
First Class.
Didn't want to. They say
remember.
that she had an allergic reaction, and then they tried to make a suit for her, and she didn't want to wear that, so that's why she has clothes on. Now, I'm not saying that allergies aren't important. I am an allergy expert. However, I think in casting, if the person you are, during casting, like a makeup test should be a part of it, and if this person is allergic, then they can't be the character. But it's only a rumor. It has not been confirmed whether or not she ain't feel like doing it or
Look this up.
yeah. But Jennifer Lawrence, that's why she has clothes on, and that's why.
Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, I do remember her as Mystique.
Also, this was before. I want to say X-Men First Class came out before Hunger Games, and she blew up after that, and then or maybe after.
No.
Something came out and she blew up. Maybe it was the movie that she had with Bradley Cooper, and she didn't have the time anymore. So yeah.
So, but she's got the makeup on like her face and chest.
She got it here, and hands. But
So
that's why her character doesn't stay in makeup a lot. But I will say, as far as in the comics, Mystique went through phases as far as accepting her real look, her natural look, because there were times where she thought she was hideous, and so she chose to look human and not look like a mutant. And at some point, she even married a human man and had a baby with him because she was trying to avoid, being a mutant, avoid like one.
Yeah. So Hunger Games came out in 2012. This First Class came out in 2011, and then the franchise, because Hunger Games did blow up, and then the franchise sequels and all that stuff happening, so she did have less time. So you are right. Now, what you said this came out first, and then Hunger Games.
Yeah, and then she blew up as far as stardom.
Okay. Yeah, but X2, man.
I put X2 top 5. I'm not a fan of the reboot. So the First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix. I'm not a huge fan. I don't enjoy watching them. Now, that being said, the previous ones, like the first X-Men film, I just don't care about at all. So this is hard. Like, we're not loving these movies. Last week was so exciting. I was happy last week.
Yeah, I like Mm.
We're not feeling this at all.
No, this is tough.
Okay, we
So
got
yeah,
first class
what we
out
putting
there.
above Rise of the Silver Surfer? What's going above that? Dark Phoenix, X-Men Apocalypse.
When are we gonna address X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Which one? That was when
That's the one that had the bad Deadpool in it. It
Oh,
had
that's
Will I
Bowden. That's got
Am.
to
It had
be.
Gambit.
oh, that Gambit was so. Oh my god.
That's
It
got to be there.
they talked about what kind of
We can't put that below X-Men
Oh,
Apocalypse
bro.
now.
That
Apocalypse,
Deadpool.
the Power Rangers villain.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
screaming. All right, y'all ever have a movie that you know is bad, but you do enjoy watching it, and you watch it even though you know it's bad? Like it's just your movie and it makes you happy?
I think I have one of those.
I do, and it is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Why is this? What is it about this movie?
I don't know. It just makes me happy. I will watch it. I know all of the scenes, and I am excited to watch it every time. Even though I know it's bad, I won't stop. I will watch it every time.
Dang, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I have a movie that's like that.
Like it's just a movie that is good to you. It's good to you, and that's all that matters. It's that.
Oh,
But
so
like
you would rank this movie high up on the list.
in any Imani list, yes, but I know that it's a bad movie, and I'm not gonna fight for it hard.
I'm with you. Let's put it up high on the list. I put it right below the Wolverine.
You just doing that to be spicy.
Absolutely not. I would never put that movie that high.
No.
It might land in the top 10 though.
What's above that one? The Fantastic Four.
The Last Stand is above that.
I would, yes. Yeah.
The Last Stand is above that. The
What is it with these early X-Men movies?
Childhood memories.
Deadpool
Nostalgia.
2 is above that. Deadpool 2 was good too. We haven't addressed that.
Yeah, I'll put that in 7. Put that at 7. And then
All right. This don't feel right. I'm gonna be honest.
Y'all
Apocalypse.
disrespecting
Wait a
Wolverine,
second, man.
This man, Deadpool.
Wait, we got X-Men Apocalypse on the list twice.
It deserves to be there twice. Oh man.
Dark Phoenix. So what all is left? We need to put Fantastic Four close to the bottom because that movie was. I'd probably rather watch
Good enough to get
Electra or Daredevil before I watched the Fantastic Four.
So where
there's no way.
Fantastic Four?
I will put it at 12.
The first one?
The first movie, yes.
Above Rise of the
Where's
Silver
the
Surfer.
sequel?
The sequel is two
We have
down from it.
15.
The sequel was better than the first one.
But ooh. Swap Dark Phoenix and Fantastic Four. I'm good with that.
I was trying to see if maybe Electra deserved more, but nah, she's fine. She's good.
The New Mutants. I didn't see it.
I did.
I heard terrible things.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
It's not as bad as the world said it was going to be.
Yeah, it's not. It's not terrible.
It's really not.
Okay. Better than Deadpool 2?
No.
No,
If
It's not
anything,
better than X2?
Deadpool is so always. This is in all of these properties. Deadpool is the only one that they've gotten the closest to the source material.
I'm feeling like Deadpool 2 is way too low.
Yeah, because like
what problems do you have with that? Like, there's problems with Days of Future Past. There's problems with First Class. Actually,
I would rather watch as a movie like Days of Future Past, First Class, good stories. Deadpool 2, I was just watching Deadpool be Deadpool. Like I wasn't like the story wasn't entertaining. The comedy was mediocre. and the action was, you know, wasn't high, wasn't low. It was just there.
I think
That's my high.
your Deadpool is a different kind of film than the X-Men reboot film. So I don't think the comparison as far as story is fair, because Deadpool is all about comedy and breaking the fourth wall and being really violent and inappropriate at the same time. So if you ranked it on those things, I'd say it did that well. I think the first one is better, but I don't think Deadpool 2 deserves to be below the Wolverine or even X2, as much as I love X2.
I couldn't see. I'm putting all the factors together, and I'm like, both had action. All right, bet. Who Deadpool had the comedy. I love the comedy, but for me, the comedy just didn't hit the way it hit for everybody else. And then you got the story. Man. For me, the main thing is story.
I think for me, a big factor is how close they get to the source material. Like I would put that with this. I would include that in the story. And for me, on this list, Deadpool is the only character that they've gotten almost spot on with the source material in the comics from the Fox list.
He's spot on. I can't rewatch a Deadpool movie. I'd watch the Wolverine before I rewatch Deadpool 2.
All these movies.
Maybe I'll rewatch Deadpool, the first one, but definitely not rewatching that second one.
Logan. Okay, so Logan and Deadpool, those are the only movies on this list that I've enjoyed each time I've watched them.
I'm rewatching X2. I enjoy X2.
I enjoy X2 as well. I enjoy X2.
Future Past, it's a lot of time jumping. I don't care about none of the stuff in the 70s. I don't need that part. Yeah, I don't. A lot of that movie I don't care about for. Mm-hmm.
What we doing? We want to raise Deadpool 2 up?
I want to move Deadpool 2 over X2. Or at least over the Wolverine.
Sheesh.
Coop, how you feeling on Deadpool 2? Where do you think it should go?
I'm cool with putting both of them above the X-Men movies, but I would keep Wolverine up above Deadpool 2. So the 3 and 4 spots.
I cannot put the Wolverine in the 3rd spot. I just can't.
Yeah, I can't put that in the top 5. Like, I'm good with it in 6. Or else, I don't know. Outside of top 5 is cool, but I can't get it inside the top 5.
I think the Wolverine might be your comfort movie, JBN. Maybe you just don't know it's not great.
Oh man, maybe I gotta rewatch it.
That might be your
that might be your movie.
That might be it for you.
Boomerang is my comfort movie. I know that,
but that's
story is not
movie.
great.
That's a good movie, though.
That's a good movie.
I rewatched it again, and there's some holes in it. So the story is like, but the ensemble makes it a great movie to watch. But realistically, it's like
that's any movie that came out then. Any black film from the time, we would have some thoughts about if we watched them today.
Yeah, like the whole love triangle situation. Like when I was young, I was like, wow. And now that I'm older, I'm like, yo, that doesn't happen. Not like that. Shout out to Strong J.
But it's believable.
It
is believable.
The performances were great, but I'm just like, yeah. Stu Marcus is a trip.
Okay. Yeah, so the Wolverine is definitely your your comfort movie? Cool. Where are we putting Deadpool 2?
I've only seen it once, maybe
only
twice.
You've only seen the Wolverine once.
All these movies on this list, I've only seen once.
You can't fight this hard for a movie you've only seen once, bro.
Yo, I've seen parts of Wolverine.
I've seen the Wolverine 4 times.
You've seen parts of it?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these more than once.
Okay, I don't know why you're fighting for this
All
so
right,
hard.
cool.
Because that's one of the main ones I remember walking away from being like, that wasn't that bad. The only thing I didn't like about that movie was he was losing his powers. I didn't like that.
Can I put?
He wasn't really able to be Wolverine like I wanted to see. But other than that, it was a good movie. It's a good story.
So one of the most important parts about his character is his powers, and he's losing his powers, and it's still a good movie.
Yeah, still a good movie.
That makes some sense. That's why I didn't like the movie.
How you feel about this?
Hey, I can't knock you for that.
It's just like, yo, stay true to the source material. Like, what is this? This is stupid. That's what drives me crazy, because it's like, yo, these are comic book movies. All you got to do is follow whatever is presented, adapt it into a serial format. Like, what is all this extra stuff that y'all put in here? So, X2
cannot be number 3. What is going on? I'd rather see Deadpool 2 at number 3 spot.
I don't disagree with that. I can't put X2 in number.
Okay. How we feeling about X2 in comparison to Days of Future Past? I would rather watch X2. Absolutely not. I would rather watch X2 than Days of Future Past.
This got to be a nostalgia thing for y'all.
I would have to.
I know you ain't talking.
I would have to go back and watch both of those again.
X2 and Days of Future Past.
Yeah, because
I really have to go back and watch X2 because I got to see what I'm missing.
All right, I think that First Class is in a good spot, being under Days of Future Past. I think the Wolverine is too high on this list, but I'm gonna leave it alone for now. We can maybe revisit the X2 thing later, because we still haven't put X-Men Origins Wolverine into this list.
Okay, so you saw. Quick question: you saw the New Mutants, right, Imani?
Yes.
Would you put that over the Wolverine?
Yes.
I would too.
Oh well, I would too. Seen it.
Ooh, I meant to. Good.
Because the thing is, it had franchise potential. I think my only issue with the movie is that it probably would have been better as a TV show. But story-wise and everything else that was going on in the movie, the characters, I like the characters. I want to spend more time with the characters, and that's why I wanted it to be a series and not a movie. Like, after watching it, we definitely could have needed. We could have gotten more time with the character and character development, and they needed more time with the mystery that was in the plot, with the facility and all of that. And I feel like because it was a movie, things move faster than they needed to.
I felt like, didn't they tie it into Logan a bit too?
Kind of, sort of. It feels like
those were the kids. Were those the kids that he saved? Or?
It kind of feels like it may have happened. So all that stuff was happening pretty much, I think, at the same time. That's what it felt like within the movie. It's what it felt like.
So because the kids that broke out came from the same facility. The new
So in New Mutants, these are actual mutants who are in Logan. They're teasing that the corporation that was involved in making those kids was also responsible for there being less mutants being born naturally. They did something. They hinted at that in the Logan film. And then in New Mutants, there are not as many mutants around. And so there's also technology available that helps you figure out whether or not someone's going to be a mutant before they actually turn like around age 13, because it's really about like younger kids.
Mm.
That's I don't want to give you much else, but yeah. So there are some mutants being born naturally, but not many.
Okay. For this new Mutants movie, I'm not worried about spoilers, so y'all can, share the details.
It's worth
Well,
the
it
watch,
might be
though.
people. Yeah, it
It
might be
really is
people in
worth the
the
watch.
watching this don't want spoilers, so I won't say anything because it's now on streaming. Well, it's been on streaming services for a minute,
Yeah, it's
or is
been
it?
out for a minute. It's been out
Well, I
for
know
a
it's
little
been
hot
out,
minute.
but how long has it been on streaming platforms? 'Cause I just watched it this week and I didn't hate it. That's for sure.
I didn't
I thought
hate
you
it.
said you fell asleep on it.
The first time, yeah, but I watched it late.
He was tired. That's what he's
I
saying.
watched it late, and then when
Sleep.
when I started over, I was like, okay, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's
Oh wow, you
like
had to
the
sleep
whole world was
on
like, oh, it's horrible. It really
I
wasn't.
watched because I started watching it at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like I wouldn't, I didn't need to, and it's like it's the pacing of the movie, that's why I said earlier I wish it was like a TV show because I think it would have been a lot better for me personally. But I did enjoy the movie.
Or even a limited series. Like if they could have done like a 6 episode
Six
thing.
episodes, yeah,
it. Yeah,
That would have
that would have been work. That
that
would have
would-
worked.
I like the limited series structure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
That would have
it's
worked.
just enough. Just enough. Yeah. That JBM, I would hope that you would watch it because it is worth the watch. It's not like the whole world was like, oh, this movie's gonna be terrible. It's not. They had some internal problems and decided to sabotage the movie before the public got to see it. And I don't think it was
Oh
worth it.
wow.
I think it was good enough that had it come out, it would have got well enough reception to get a sequel or for those characters to be brought into something else. I don't think it was
All
that. They've
I'ma
made
check it out.
sequels for worse movies.
I think I think they were setting them up to bring them into the greater X-Men universe, but the Disney acquisition happened, so that these characters are in limbo. But it's not beyond Feige to bring them into his version of the X-Men.
I do have one complaint about the film though, because it was billed as a horror film.
Oh, it's not a horror film at all.
It
It's
wasn't
a horror.
scary enough for me. Now, maybe since the characters are younger, maybe to a 13-year-old, they might find that scary. But I watched The Conjuring for breakfast. Like that's nothing for me.
Guard your spirit.
Okay, so I mean, there are some horror themes.
Yeah,
like,
it's just not
and
scary.
there are some suspense, kind of, sort of. But
So what's the
I
plot?
wouldn't-
They
I
breaking
wouldn't
out?
build it.
Breaking out of the facility.
Basically, one of the kids is crazy powerful. Like her dreams are coming to life, and she can also affect your biggest fears. So your biggest fears now become your nightmares, and they come to life. So that's the scary part.
And she's Native American, and
That's
so
Psych. Say
her-
Psych or something. I forget her name. Warlock? No. I'm tripping.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
so her power is kind of based on some, I believe, Native American lore, or at least it's tied into Native American lore, which I thought was a cool aspect of her character.
Okay. And she's Native American.
Yeah, the actress is also Native American too, so that's also a positive.
That's good.
But yeah, like I liked the characters, so
Okay.
We'll
no
see.
cheese? No cheese present?
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
cheese?
I'm trying to think.
Okay. All right. That's saying something.
No,
Yeah,
it's a serious film. Like it's definitely darker than the other X-Men movies have been.
It's not darker than Logan though, right?
No.
Logan is dramatic. I wouldn't
call Logan
I
dark.
wouldn't call it. I would say it's like the closest thing horror wise it gets is how kind of sort of like dark in nature it kind of is.
Like melodrama.
Yeah, there's some of that, but it's
There's
kind of like a
drama in there.
there's some suspense built into where they are and what's going on, because there are things that happen within the story that they would pass on as horror because it deals with some of the traumas of the characters, and like they're having to like experience some things from their past over again, um, due to the powers of this very powerful mutant that's there in the facility.
I
Who's
believe
also
So
at the time she's unaware of her power. So, but
kind of
I
like
don't want to get
Teen
into it.
Wolf.
Danielle Moonstar is
Yeah.
the character's name. Originally codenamed Psyche,
Yeah, Psyche.
later
Okay, I
as
said
Mirage.
Psyche.
It could be Psyche. I don't know if it's Psyche or Psyche. You're both right, but she's just y'all know I love horror. I do think if they would have upped the horror, this would have been a much greater film. It just wasn't scary enough.
Mm.
They could have really, especially just even if they just tweaked what was already in the film, it could have been a lot scarier. They didn't up that enough.
What's her name?
Danielle Moonstar. She's a member of the Cheyenne Nation.
All right.
Is she an Omega level? Because her power seems like she's an Omega level mutant.
Oh, she's definitely up there. I don't want to give it away, but they do address that in this
I was about
movie.
to say, because if it, doesn't it say?
They
Actually,
address
it does say that. Yeah, it does say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's very powerful.
crazy powerful. Also, I just did another Google search on her. Apparently, she was a Valkyrie in Asgard. She was a part of that army. So she was all over the place. To go from the Cheyenne Nation to Asgard, how you get up there? I need to read more about that.
That's
Man,
interesting.
hopefully they start bringing in
That'd
a
be
lot more of that
interesting.
Asgardian lore into the Thor movies. They desperately need to.
I just feel like the Asgardian are like space Vikings.
Yeah, in some ways they are.
Yeah.
For sure, they're. I mean, that's who the Vikings worship on Earth. So
What's happened there?
we are ready.
Where are we at with this list now? What's up?
We got what? 3 more?
3 more? All the X-Men movies. Garbino Uno, Garbino Dos, Garbino Tres.
All right. So I would say this
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
here,
Oh yeah, that's the one with
that
the
there,
Deadpool.
and then that there.
That's how we feeling.
That's where I would say.
I'm not upset with that. I've said it several times. I don't think the Wolverine is in the right place, but I would like to watch the movie. Well, no, here's the thing. JBM has only seen it once. I've seen this movie like 4 times. I don't know what you saw in it.
I mean, the story was good. You know, it was a good story. There was no
What
cheese.
happened? What happened?
So he saved the dude from the Hiroshima bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then later that dude, what you thought dude was thankful, he was really trying to get that power that saved him. So he used Logan, Wolverine, to get that power, regenerating power. And then he turned into the that big, the samurai at the end. That's what that was.
You skipped a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Like my problem is with
There was
everything.
love interest, the family feud, all that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was just like my only thing was like he lost his power. I'm like, that's whack. It's big whack. I want to see Wolverine in action. It didn't happen until like the end.
I would compare that movie to Elektra.
Jesus.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Elektra?
Yes.
Elektra?
For all of the parts that you didn't talk about, yes.
The train scene? The ninjas coming to the house? Elektra?
Okay.
Elektra?
Okay. Besides those parts, but that movie was not.
Would you put the Wolverine over X-Men Origins?
Yes, I would.
I
X-Men
know.
Origins was not good.
I think X-Men Origins, as much as I love this movie, it might be too high. It might be disrespectful that it's that high.
I didn't like X Men
What does it
Origins. I
have?
didn't like the Sabretooth in the X Men Origins. I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Let's Rotten Tomatoes that thing.
Did X2 have the Juggernaut moment? Was that the movie with the Juggernaut?
Yes. Who's too small? No, that's X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah, that was
All right,
last thing.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is a 37. So it's
Jesus.
bad. But I told y'all I wouldn't mind the
37.
movie being lower. It's one of
But
my
it had that. Did it have Deadpool in it?
it had
Yeah.
The fake
backup
Deadpool? Oh, yeah, I
bad
forgot about that.
So y'all
Yeah.
can put that lower and I won't argue. Let's do
I don't need. Yeah, maybe it's lower than X-Men. I don't know. I got to go back and watch X2 though.
all right, JB, and maybe you won this one. The Wolverine has a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
I think we can put
What's Electra ranked on there? Let's bring that up. Let's see what Electra's ranked.
Coop, you can
Okay, where do you compare this to Last Stand?
put X-Men Origins over the Fantastic Four and put Last Stand above it. What was I supposed to search next?
Electra's rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So X-Men Origins Wolverine, you said was a 37? I feel like Electra's gonna be around that. And Daredevil. They both should be low.
Electra got an 11%. Hold on.
11.
Oh, that's
They got
wild.
an once. They gave it an once.
No, you know what? Just for that, put
What did
Daredevil.
Daredevil get?
Hold on, I'm about to check.
Well, let's check Daredevil first.
Electra is up there with the Wolverine.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It got
Electra
a
is good.
It
Got a
34.
44. All right, so what
we moving Daredevil up?
We're definitely moving Daredevil up. And then I said this movie was bad. I said this from the jump. I said it's a movie that I watched knowing that it's bad. So how far down would y'all like to put it? Or are we just...
Is it worse than the Fantastic Four? The
Absolutely
first
not. The Fantastic Four was... I'd say keep it where it is.
Okay. Rise of Silver Surfer or Fantastic Four? One.
Neither. Omit.
No. I'm saying, like, would these move?
I see them as the same. They would move below what? One another?
What year did that Fantastic
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, would you put the first Fantastic Four movie above Silver Surfer, or do you think Silver Surfer is a better movie than the first?
I put the Silver Surfer above the first one.
I can't because they screwed up Galactus.
I can't find the Fantastic Four.
They made Galactus a cloud of dust. Like, no. Nah.
Why can't they get these villains right, man? What?
It's Fox, man. I don't know what Fox's problem was, but I'm so happy that they don't own any of these properties
Fantastic Four
anymore.
got a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes. So technically, X-Men Origins Wolverine is better than Fantastic Four.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
What did the Silver Surfer get?
It's probably low too.
That's
probably
gotta
around
be
the
low.
same.
No,
right?
that's got to be low because I
feel,
know how much
I feel
people
like
hate
Silver Surfer
how
was worse than the first one.
it has
That's
to
a
be
37. So they have
so
it
it's
rated
the same.
higher.
They have Silver Surfer higher than the first Fantastic
Fantastic
movie.
Four.
Well, they
That's
didn't
insane.
do Doctor Doom right either in the first one.
Not at all, but they didn't do him as bad as they did Galactus.
That was an astral projection that Galactus was doing. He wasn't really there. You feel me? He was just broadcasting.
Let me see. How did y'all feel about Dark Phoenix?
That's how I'm gonna think of it. he was broadcasting since a multicast.
That is
package.
so anti.
They have Rotten Tomatoes has Dark Phoenix rated at a 22%. So I think it can stay right where it is.
What about
Yeah.
Apocalypse?
That can be right where it is too.
I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, I'm not move. I wouldn't move any of these as far as the ranking, especially that
believe they-
bottom 12.
Like Apocalypse was supposed to be the X-Men's like Thanos, and they ruined him.
47%.
I can't believe they ruined
The audience score is 65. Okay, random. Remember that Warcraft movie that y'all told me was great?
You watched it?
That might be my guilty pleasure then, because I
Oh,
like that
might be-
movie.
yeah,
It
that might
has
be a
a
good
20.
pleasure.
It has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was telling y'all that movie was trash. You did not believe me. It's awful.
Well,
But
then that's hey, look, that's our guilty. That's our guilty
Yeah.
pleasure, Jew.
That's
That's it right there.
Hey, I
It
haven't
has
seen
a
that movie
76.
since we saw it in the theaters either.
You right, me.
See, that's
Hey, but I walked out. I was like, that's cool. You know.
Yeah. I
but it
remember
does
walking
have
out
a
being very
70%
impressed.
audience score. So that's probably for the lore and how accurate it was.
The audience score, right?
Yeah, but
Audience score was what? 67?
76.
Oh, let's go. Let's
See?
go.
I told you, like most people,
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody walking out of the theater pissed off.
Except me. I was mad. I saw it at a dollar theater and I was mad.
That's wild. That's wild. I think okay. First time I saw people walk out of a theater pissed off was going to see The Last Jedi. That was the first time I ever went to a theater move and people walked out and they were pissed,
I almost walked out
Viscerally
at the
angry.
beginning.
viscerally angry.
That lightsaber toss was it. I was like, oh my God.
Ooh, we're not
What?
talking about it. We ain't talking about it.
Y'all are funny. How are we feeling
Those are
about
bad memories.
About which one?
the list? How are we feeling?
I'm good with this list.
Yeah, I'm ready to get this list over with.
Yep.
This list is
Okay. Do we want to bring any other films into it today, or y'all good with this?
I got a question. Who made the Hulk movie? What studio is responsible for that?
yeah. Is the Hulk
Abomination.
supposed to be
I
on?
think that's Universal.
The one with what's his name? Eric Banner. Eric
Oh,
Banner.
by the way, guess who was an EP on that? Coop.
Kevin Feige.
Yup.
So the production company's Universal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how we incorporate that into this?
Oh, that's number Fantastic Four 2015 would move down, and the Hulk 2003 would go in the 18th spot. Fantastic.
Below Elektra and Daredevil.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie? That movie
Yeah.
was bad. That movie was awful. And it's not just about the plot. The editing is horrible. Like the transitions from scene to scene were really bad.
The CG is doo doo.
It's the only reason I knew it was going straight to the bottom. The only reason why it's not the worst movie is because Bruce Banner was the Hulk for a decent amount of that movie. I think he's transformed four or five times and was, giving us action that whole time. We didn't get that from Fantastic Four, the 2015 version. I would rather watch the Hulk and yell at the TV and tell the movie how stupid it is over watching the Fantastic Four movie. Fantastic Four is a snooze fest. And then how they handled Doom was just disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
So it's bad, but it goes above the 2015 Fantastic Four every time.
Not gonna argue that. We'll put that movie was hard to watch.
Okay.
So that's all the movies? We're not missing
Yeah.
it?
That's all the Fox movies.
That's all.
How many Sony movies are there?
Hold on, let's see. Sony, Marvel, 1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5.
these are the Spider-Mans mostly, right?
Pretty much.
So except we've already included the Far From Homes because they're already in there. So there's
They're
Venom.
kind of they're split.
What am I looking at?
It's Venom, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, and then
Amazing
The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse is number one. That's
We did say though, because it's animated, we have to spread about how we're going to include animated films in here because there are 1 million animated films on DC. If we bring animated films into this list, we have to acknowledge those. I mean, we don't have to, but I mean, based on the parameters,
but
JPMU.
yeah, but like for
But
continuity,
how many
Into
of
the
those got
Spider-Verse.
theatrical releases?
Yeah,
Though, because this got a theatrical release.
Okay, so
but
theatrical release is important then.
Yeah. I would base it on theatrical releases, and so
but
because of
they
that,
yeah. I mean, it's part of the Spider-Man story they're trying to tell too. It's
yeah,
all
I think we
good.
can address the DC versions when we get to the DC stuff. But like as far as the Into the Spider-Verse goes, because that was a theatrical wide release, that goes in here. That gets in.
What if we leave this list as it is today, and then next week we address the Sony Spider-Man films? We can bring Blade into those, and then the random. I think there's some Ghost Rider films that need to be addressed, and that
That's at
other
the bottom. Ghost Rider's at the bottom.
Ghost Rider is not worse than Fantastic Four 2015. It's not. I'd rather
It's
watch.
not worse than Daredevil either.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's not
agree.
worse than the Hulk either, and it's not worse than Electra. Electra.
You know, it's not.
So you know what we should do? Let's rank the Sony movies and then the other non-major studio produced Marvel movies together at the beginning of next week's episode, and then we'll rank the Sony and Extra versus the Fox and give a hierarchy, and then we can put the MCU. Following week, we'll do the MCU versus everyone else.
Everyone else. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do that. So next week, Sony
And everyone else we've
everything else
not mentioned.
which is not mentioned today. Starting at the beginning of next week's episode. I think that's a good look.
Let's go. Let it go.
Let's do it.
And then we have that grand finale. You know what I'm saying?
The Grand Marvel finale, because then
That's what I'm about to say. Because it's like I'm trying to think. I think the only non-MCU movie that can compete with any of the MCU movies is probably Into the Spider-Verse, and then maybe a couple of the
Venom can compete with some of them MCU movies.
Venom can definitely compete with some of those bottom movies for sure, and I think
Logan.
that
Logan can compete.
I say Deadpool can compete.
Definitely.
Yeah, Blade can definitely compete.
Blade can too.
Blade,
but it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be
Blade
a hard fight for the other
10.
ones, man.
Blade might be a top 10. I don't know.
But a lot of the list that we put together today is going to the bottom of last week's list. We can agree with that.
The majority of this list, absolutely.
Majority is proximity to scrotumus.
What was on the bottom of the list for last week?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on.
Just out of curiosity, Thor: The Dark World. Woo! I will watch Thor: The Dark World in most of these movies on this list. I'm not gonna lie to you, except for like the top 5, maybe. Let me see. Let me go scroll up. Hold on.
We should all watch Electra this week. Just watch it.
Nope.
No? Okay, fine.
You can have fun.
I wasn't saying that.
I'm not putting myself through that.
We should watch it.
I'll go watch X2 though. I got to see what
I think you should watch X2. I agree with that, JBM.
Okay, let me see. Dark World. All right, Fox.
Is X2 streaming?
Let me check. It might be on Disney Plus. Let me see.
Oof.
They added those in there. Disney. Love social media. X2. X2 is on there.
Okay. We shall
Yeah,
check it out.
That's tough. Yeah, I think these. Yeah, so that top two, and then the three through five. There's actually quite a significant difference when you start. Me mentally comparing them to the MCU films, there's a stark contrast. Like, because Deadpool and Logan are the only ones I would consider watching before any of the MCU movies, for the most part.
Yeah, possibly.
Disney Plus has a category called Marvel Legacy movies, and that's basically the old movies that they don't want to count in the MCU, so they're just gonna throw them in there. Any movie that
Most of them deservingly so.
It's gonna go there.
Yeah, so it's what we got: Venom, Into the Spider-Verse, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Blade 1, 2, 3.
I forgot that's a trilogy. That's the only thing that hurts that franchise. Those trilogies.
That Hulk movie.
Ugh.
Ghost Rider.
Ugh.
There were 2 Ghost Riders, right?
There's no way they have a sequel to that movie.
I don't think there's a sequel.
Yes, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. There's 2.
Oh my God! It came out in 2011. There's no way. What is this ranked?
Nicolas Cage still?
Yes.
Yep.
Idris Elba?
Idris Elba was in there.
Yo, 2011. That was like the.
I have not seen this. I had no idea this even happened.
When did it come out?
2011.
What, February? No, this says a release date February 17, 2012. Then we were not worried about that. That was freshman year.
I already knew what it was with that.
What the hell? Excuse my language.
Mephisto? They had Mephisto in this movie?
Mm-hmm. Mephisto was who gave him his powers. He was in the first one too.
Oh, that was Mephisto?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it is because it's the devil.
It's the devil. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's cool.
That movie is horrible. It's on HBO Max.
I might have to watch it because how else are we gonna rank it?
Man.
Yeah, we gotta watch it.
We gotta watch it because ain't nobody seen it.
Is that the only movie none of us have seen?
You know what? I think I might have seen this.
I know for a fact I hadn't. I had no idea this existed.
No, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it. If Idris Elba's in it, then there's hope. I'm gonna say it's hope.
Is Spawn Marvel or is Spawn its own? Okay,
Spawn is its own.
Independent.
Leave that out. So then I think that's it.
I think it's Image. Maybe.
Image Comics, yeah. Okay, well that's it for this episode.
How you
We'll
do?
be back.
Oh, is the
next-
Watchtower? What's the Watchtower? Well, Idris.
DC.
DC.
They have a Watchtower movie?
Idris.
Oh, it's not
Oh no, that's not a comic.
That's not
So that's based off of a graphic novel.
Oh,
graphic novel. Okay.
The Dark
Constantine?
Tower. It's not Watchtower, it's Dark Tower.
Dark Tower, yeah. Constantine is what?
DC.
yes.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
That's one of my guilty pleasures. I actually put that one on. Like I choose to watch it. Like I go look for it and I'm not putting it.
Constantine's pretty not that.
I like
Constantine's a good movie. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, that's not that bad either, man. It's not that bad. Yeah, okay. Imani, where can they find us?
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at Certified Gumbo. If you enjoyed this video, if you love our channel, love what we do, please like and subscribe. If you would love to support us, please buy us some coffee. The link is in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this conversation and the rest of our conversations, we talk about this stuff all day, every day on Discord. Marvel, DC, sports now, music, whatever you want to talk about, anime. We recently added manga. I think that was the last channel I added. So if you want to chat with us, please join us on Discord. The link is also in the description box below. Cool. Star Wars Sunday.
Star Wars Sunday tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the rumored Knights of the Old Republic reboot. So yeah, looks like we're moving into some Old Republic territory, which I'm excited about because that is my wheelhouse as far as Star Wars goes. That is my favorite era. It is and probably always will be. It's just something for everybody in the Old Republic. You know what I'm saying? You got it's the prime time of the Jedi versus the Sith. You got the Sith Empire and the Republic. It's just a wonderful time period, man. You got something for everybody. But I'll be talking about that, what I am anticipating with a remake, and what it could possibly mean for the Star Wars franchise as a whole if they are moving forward with a remake reboot to kind of sort of canonize the story. I'll talk about it, but yeah, that's going to be topic.
Cool.
And without further ado, as I always say, peace, love, blessings, and may the force be with you always.
Peace.
Get vaccinated, but don't be like me.